Welcome everybody. I'll declare the meeting open at 6 p.m. This ordinary council meeting will be video recorded and the recording is published on the Shire of Dundas website. 1.1. The Shire of Dundas recognises the Nudgee and Mirning as traditional custodians in the Shire of Dundas and pay our respects to their elders past and present. We have nobody attending by electronic means. Item 2. Do you have any declarations of interest? Any financial interests?
No.
Proximity?
No.
Impartiality?
No.
And any gifts?
No.
We are all here. Council McLeod is an apology for tonight's meeting. Item 4. Do we have any applications for leave of absence?
No.
And 5. We have no responses to previous public questions taken on notice. Item 6. Public question time. Do we have any questions from the gallery?
Yeah, Michelle Highmarsh, 35 Mildura Street. Just a quick question on who might be in charge of no smoking in front of the cafes and stuff, like is there signs up? It's a bit not very nice when people come and sit out front eating and people there smoking. So, yeah, just something to have a look at.
We don't have a policy on our first go on, do we?
No,
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was up to the shops or...
we should have one. We should have a policy, but
yeah.
Every shop owner owns the responsibility. But there are state government rules regarding distance from doors, public locations. So we can certainly rev that up a bit and get a policy
It's
out
not
there.
very nice if you're sitting there eating.
No,
People
that's
sitting
fair
next to
point.
them smoking if you don't smoke.
Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? All happy? Item 7.1, the minutes of the ordinary council ordinary meeting of council held on the 29th of July 2025. Councillor Brady, thank you. Councillor Brown, thank you. Anybody have anything that needs amending? Everybody happy? Okay, we have a recommendation that the minutes of the ordinary meeting of council held on the 29th of July 2025 be confirmed as a true and accurate record. Those in favour? Thank you. 7.2, the minutes of the special meeting of council held on the 5th of August 2025.
I'll move that recommendation.
Thank you. Any adjustments to those minutes? Everybody happy? We have a recommendation that the minutes of the special meeting of council held on the 5th of August 2025 be confirmed as a true and accurate record. Those in favour? Thank you. Item 8. This is a fun bit. We have some presentations tonight because we've had a photo competition. So, okay. So we have a Youth Participation Award. And this is an award for Miss Hermione Tibbles. There you go. Great job. And we have some prizes for youth photography. So in third place, we have this Have this little squicky sunset here, and Miss Amelia Rick. Good job. You hold that up. I'll hold it, you hold it. Sorry about that. There you go. And we've got a double whammy. The first and second prizes William Tills. A little mini fig in the woodlands. Good job, William. Congratulations. All that. And these.
Thank you.
Okay, we have an award for a photo that shows our community. Oh, I think we've got a ticket picture in here. And the winner is Sharon Warner. And our second place getter, I'll show you the photo, bit of action photo going on here, is Councillor Chantal McLeod, who's not with us this evening, but there you go. That's her photo. We are in our Northern Woodlands to Euclid Coast category. In second place is Hannah Turner. This pretty little rainbow here. And in first place, again, Councillor McLeod, who's not here, but we don't have her photo, so I can't even show you that one. Okay, portraits. So in second place, we've got Sharon Warner. This is the portrait of a bee. And the winner of the portrait prize is Margaret Balcay, who's from out of Airbird. The little cockies there. Yeah. There we have one left, which is being judged as our image of excellence for this year. And that is Renee Nyman. You can stay for the rest of the meeting, everybody, very welcome. Or if you want to scoot off, now's your chance. Okay. We attended a Transport Roads Forum on the 14th of August, hosted by WELGA. Jessica Stojkowski, who's the Minister assisting the Minister for Transport, provided the following stats and funding initiatives from the state government. The WA economy has increased 26% over 5 years. The population is predicted to increase by 300,000 over 5 years, which means increased need for housing and services. The current budget includes $12 billion this financial year and $38 billion over the forward estimates. The state has developed some free travel initiatives, including a flat fare on public transport, and from the 1st of January, half-price fares on Transwa buses. So the regions managed to get a bit of a... the regional capped airfare scheme will remain, and 600,000 capped fares have been flown since that program started. 2023 local government road funding agreement includes $1.4 billion for local government roads over the 5-year agreement. There's also $222 million over 4 years for an active travel infrastructure and program. Upgrades to regional airports in Albany, Carnarvon, Kununurra, Onslow and Eucla will receive funding. There has been increased funding for road safety treatments such as sealed shoulders and audible edge lines, with 10,000 kilometres of upgrades extended also to local government roads. Peter Woronzo, he's the Director General of the Department of Transport and Major Infrastructure, that's the new department, gave some more detail about current projects and programs. There are currently 20 infrastructure projects happening around the state, 6 of them are regional, including the Outback Way and the Tanami Road. The annual road safety program includes $256 million from the state, Black Spot, which has the federal funding component, Road Trauma Trust and rail crossings, etc. A proportion of motor vehicle licence payments, approximately 20%, are put into roadworks. Aboriginal engagement procurement has seen a total spend of $887 million from 2022 to June 2025, over 3.6 million hours of works. Freight rail network, they're early in the process, but as they announced before the election, they're aiming to have greater public control, but that will only happen if it's economically and financially viable. The ferry system is set to expand and will include 5 locally built electric ferries, and the Westport project, moving the container port from Fremantle to Coburn, is set for completion in the late 2030s. Michael Caltabiano, the CEO of NTRO, which is the National Transport Research Organisation, gave an overview of the company, which is a little different in that it is a government-owned private company, and Peter Woronzo is actually the chair of that. It is one of 7 similar companies in the world, innovation-driven, seeking to deliver safe infrastructure and sustainable systems, provides data-driven solutions from infrastructure measurement, and they have some pretty impressive bits of kit to undertake those measurements, using ground-penetrating radar to measure pavement integrity over road networks. The vehicle can travel at 80 kilometres per hour while performing the measurements, and assist to save money by providing the data to ensure works are right treatment, right time, right place. Visual assessments get it right about 70% of the time, but the other 30% can be quite expensive. Paul Durden spoke about safer local roads. 57% of killed or serious injury crashes occur on local government roads, and local government roads are either sealed or slightly upgraded tracks, which has led to an inherited problem, which could be alleviated by upgrading all the roads, but the cost is too great. A systemic approach involving identifying risks, mapping the end state, undertaking a gap analysis and aligning with safe system principles will work best. Some low-cost treatments, such as audible line marking and shoulder sealing, can significantly improve road safety. A panel discussion covered current and future road funding. Melanie Chio discussed federal funding initiatives, including Black Spot, HB Rest Areas, Roads to Recovery, all having various application criteria but broadly available to local governments. Morris Carmack spoke to the State Road Funding Agreement, which is in the middle year of the 5-year agreement, with new negotiations to commence soon. And WA is the only state to have such an agreement. We apparently are the envy of other states that have to scrap and fight for all their road funding. This arrangement brought about the formation of the regional road groups, and it provides some certainty of funding. There are some challenges to navigate, such as delivery performance, cost pressures, access to construction resources, project programming and staging to delivery. Chris Berry described the funding guidelines for road funding. WA receives about 11% of national funding grants. Grants are allocated on a preservation basis, with road inventory driving the allocation, which means the greater length of the road network, the greater funding. However, funding falls short of the requirement, with only 11% of asset preservation needs received this year. The asset preservation gap is generally increasing and is currently sitting around 29% statewide. Susie Page, who's the Manager of Sustainability at the Department of Transport, discussed their emissions reduction strategy. The transition of heavy vehicles to electric will be a long, in great big letters, term project. They have a website called Circle Zero, which highlights decarbonisation projects and where local governments can add their own case studies. As an example, Esperance has a renewable diesel project. They have also produced material guides outlining what's permissible and permissible but not commonly used, and a suppliers map. Mark Bondietti updated us on LG Trip, which is Local Government Transport and Roads Research and Innovation Program. They have produced some practitioners' guides with step-by-step info and fact sheets on sustainable road construction. Use of reclaimed asphalt pavement is increasing, but generally in metro areas at this stage. We also heard about preservation techniques to extend the life of road pavements, the importance of assessment of road condition to get on top of defects earlier to prevent more costly repairs when the damage is increased, and updates to the road condition assessment manual, all processes aimed at extending life of the pavement and reducing repair costs over the life of the asset. So yeah, it's a pretty good day. Covered a lot.
Okay, I'm just going to add, as from January 1, if you go to Perth, no matter where you go on the train or the bus, you'll pay one fare, no matter how many zones you cross. That's a new initiative the state's giving out. They're running quite a few programs next year. They want people to walk and ride or bike. So they're going to spend, what is it, $20 million to get people back to riding bikes and stuff. So Kat, they'll like you.
Yep. And
to get a zebra crossing anywhere to be installed, you've got to have 5 people crossing it every hour. Otherwise, main roads won't look at it. So that's stupid. And there's a thing called Compass that's coming out in your cars. So they have been getting the information. So if you've got a car that's got the dash that tells you stuff, people are collecting your data. They know exactly where you've been. In the city, no one will know whose car's who, but in the country, they're looking at it because we brought up the privacy. Because in the country, you're going to recognise that car and on what road they're travelling. So if you've got any of the new cars come out with this intelligence, and it's already in, and they're already collecting the data, but there's no one's name to it, the data. But it's called Compass if you want to go in and look at it. And they're just spending more money on building more bike paths. There's a Trek to School study they did with 5-6 students in all across Perth, with parents and principals of the school. And they'll ask them questions, how they got to school, if a child had to choose, what initiative they would like to see, how they would travel to school, how they preferred to travel to school, and they want more independence, more kids getting on buses than the parents driving them. And then there's just doing road safety education is the key. Schools to get there's an active funding grant that they can have. They can hold events and information. We can hold events and information sessions on road safety, ride to work days, provide some electric bikes. This is what they're saying to do. Give your staff bikes, leasing incentives, so staff will lease your bikes, and educate, build bike racks and paths. So, and that bikes and park, lots of that. If they make murals on them, more people will walk because they'll take the time to look around their area.
Did you
Did you get all that, Hannah? Because that's not how I write it.
Right. Okay, reports of committees. GVOC. We had a GVOC meeting on Friday the 22nd of August to consider the items for decision for the State Council meeting scheduled for the 5th of September. So that was a zone meeting. 8.1.2 Wagga. So the next Wagga State Council meeting is scheduled for Thursday the 4th and Friday the 5th of September to be hosted by the Shire of Dundas. And the Wagga Local Government Conference is scheduled for 22nd to the 24th of September. The next regional road, 8.1.3, the next regional road group meeting will be held in November. What date, but it is written somewhere. 8.1.4, the Roadwise Committee, a quarterly meeting of the Roadwise Committee is scheduled for 10 a.m. on September the 4th. 8.1.5, LEMAC. A LEMAC meeting was held on the 20th of August. The LEMAC committee decided the status quo where the presiding and deputy presiding member should remain. Some concerns have been raised in relation to the current native title procedural requirements and DVCA's temporary halt to pre-season burns. The LEMAC resolved to request that Grant Bussell from the Department of Lands and Heritage be invited to provide an information session on the current requirements and the procedure for applying for a 5-year permit for mitigation burning activities. There's also some discussion around safety issues posed by Google Maps sending unwary travellers on unsealed roads. This practice has led to serious accidents and stranded travellers. It was proposed that we explore a social media campaign to highlight these issues and provide advice to travellers not to trust themselves entirely to Google Maps. I, in fact, had a visitor myself earlier in the week, and she also fell victim to Google Maps. She's from New South Wales and she got well lost and bogged. There was some discussion on the closure of the Euclid Estuary again, which caused some delays in patient transfer and also caused fatigue issues for St John crews, then tasked with those transfers over very long distances and many road hours. Changes to licensing requirements for overseas heavy vehicle drivers are slowly being worked on, as the current licensing requirements do not meet safety standards or criteria currently required for resident drivers. Main Roads WA reported that planning for the proposed road train assembly area at Mundrabilla is progressing and will include a dedicated area for emergency management services. Shire is working on liaising with Main Roads and the high school here to schedule the next Little People Big Trucks program, so our kids can learn firsthand just how big the trucks that travel through our community are, where blind spots the drivers are, and how to be safe when interacting with them along the roads. 8.1.6, the Coastal Management Planning Strategy Committee. The next meeting will be held on the 11th of September.
I'd like to ask the Walgo Roads Forum, whose decision was it that I wasn't transferred?
That wasn't a decision. That was because you got a message and an email to request that you let Hannah know how you wanted to travel, and there was radio silence, and nothing else was said on the night of the IB. And you have to say what time we are in the morning, which is entirely childish, and I'll acknowledge that the response was also childish, but reap what you sow. You just need to ask the question. I circumvented the need for you to speak to the CEO, since that seems to be the problem. I said, tell Hannah, nothing happened. So if you don't want to speak, we don't know what you want to do.
Whose decision was it?
It was our decision.
And the other one was the Roadwise Council, Maloney resigned from it.
He resigned as the presiding member.
Sorry?
He resigned as the presiding member.
I believe you resigned from Scott, didn't you?
I won.
Roadwise.
Yeah.
All together? All together resigned?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Item 10, 10.1, we have no planning development. 10.2, 10.2.1, received the information bulletin. That recommendation is submitted on page 8.
I'll move that recommendation.
Councillor Warner, thank you.
Second.
Councillor Clayton. We have a recommendation that council receive the monthly council's information bulletin for the period ending 12th of August 2025. Those in favour? Thank you. Item 10.2.2, financial statements for the period ending the 31st of July 2025. Recommendation is in the middle of page 9.
I'll move that recommendation.
Councillor William, thank you. And second? And seconded? Anybody have any questions in relation to the financials? We have a recommendation that the Shire of Dundas financial statements for the period ending the 31st of July 2025 be accepted. Those in favour? Thank you. Item 10.2.3, budget amendments, capital expenditure. There's a recommendation which has a slight amendment in the closing balance, which we all have a copy of. Otherwise, that recommendation is as written. I may move it for that one.
I'll move that recommendation.
Councillor Moore, thank you. Second. Second it. Shall I speak back, Councillor Moore? I think that's fairly straightforward. The movement from the asset replacement reserve also includes the 407,000 is the 65 for those little upgrade works, and the 362 odd that was discussed in our budget workshop, that was moving into the road works where the Shire has to co-fund the funding that we get. So that was for that. Okay, would anybody like to speak against it? We have a recommendation that Council accept the following amendments to the 2025-26 acquisitions of infrastructure budget as shown in Table A. So an upgrade to Marks Park septic water and electrical connections, an upgrade to the Marks Park switchboard and the Norseman Terminal building air conditioning, and that the budget amendments in Table A be funded by the Asset Replacement Renewal Reserve with the amendment to the reserve movement in Table B being accepted. We are going to move that transfer of funds from that reserve to fund the 65,000 for those works. Those in favour? Item 10.2.4, budget amendment, property, plant and equipment. Recommendation starts on page 12.
I'll move that recommendation.
Councillor Brown, thank you. Councillor Brown, thank you. So I'll speak to Councillor Brown.
Page 12, is it?
Bottom of page 12, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Councillor Brown, would you like to speak to that?
No, I think Australia,
Anybody would like to speak against it? No, so we have a recommendation that Council accept the following amendment to the 2025-26 acquisitions of property, plant and equipment budget. In Table A, a delivery truck for 212,909, and that the budget amendment in Table A be funded by the plant reserve with the amendment to the reserve movement in Table B being accepted, where we will move that amount to 212,909 from that reserve to purchase that vehicle. Those in favour? Thank you. 10.2.5, the fire break notice 2025-26. Recommendation is on page 14.
I'll move that recommendation.
Councillor Miller, thank you.
I'll second it.
Councillor Hogan. Would you like to speak to that, Councillor Miller?
No.
Councillor Hogan? Anybody like to speak against it? So we have a recommendation that the Council, 1, endorse the fire break notice 2025-26 as shown in papers relating. 2, note the notice will be published on the Shire's website, community notice board and in the local newspaper, the Northern Today. And 3, note that Shire officers will commence inspection of Northern properties to ensure they meet the required safety standards in October, November 2025. Those in favour? Thank you. Item 10.2.6, Shire of Dundas Strategic Community Plan 2-year review. Recommendation is on page 17.
I'll move that recommendation.
Councillor Miller, thank you. And second,
I'll second.
Councillor Hogan, thank you. Do I speak to it, Councillor Miller?
Thank you.
Councillor Hogan, would you like to speak to that? Anybody like to speak against it? We have a recommendation. 1, Council notes the 2-year review of Strategic Community Plan 2022 to 2032, and 2, endorses the Strategic Community Plan 2022 to 2032 as presented, including the following updates. Goal 2.2.2, change from collaborate and promote Ngurrju conservation in their conservation work to collaborate with Ngurrju and learning traditional owners in conservation work on country. In goal 2.2.4, change from lead and support climate action, renewable energy and sustainability initiatives to lead and support climate action, renewable energy and sustainability initiatives that are informed by evidence, guided by best practice and responsive to local needs. Can we just note there, everybody, that we probably need to say that council notes, because we just looked at that. Okay, those in favour? Thank you. Item 10.2.7, the Norseman Community Resource Centre financial statements for the period ending the 30th of June. Recommendation is on the bottom of page 20.
I'll leave that recommendation.
Councillor Warner, thank you. And second. Second it. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, I do. On the Resource Centre profit and loss statement, 1st of the 7th to 30th of the 6th, what is rent there, 38,000, what's that for?
You want to? Yeah, you can.
I don't know what it is.
No.
Councillor, so the CRC is funded and sometimes they're not actually in a shower building or a shower facility. So whatever facility they are, they have an accommodation in our funding that we charge rent. So it kind of operates separately, as you'll see in the budget, and that includes their cleaning and everything like that. So hosting the CRC in the shower facility, we charge rent as if they were in a different place.
The other one was hardship payment.
Yep.
1,548.
If I may through the chair, so the CRC partners with the local supermarket, and when we have people that are struggling, they will apply to the CRC. We do it that way because the CRC is an agent for Centrelink as well, so they have some more information about whether there's additional supports that are available to those families that might need, and it's usually a small bag of groceries that gets them through. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else have any? Okay, we have a recommendation that the Northern Community Resource Centre financial statements for the period ending 30th of June 2025 be accepted. Those in favour? Thank you. Item 10.2.8, Northern Community Resource Centre financial statements for the period ending the 31st of July 2025. Recommendation is on the page 23.
Move that.
Councillor Hogan, thank you. Councillor Warner, thank you. Any questions on that one? We have a recommendation that the Northern Community Resource Centre financial statements for the period ending 31st of July 2025 be accepted. Those in favour? Thank you. Item 10.2.9, use of the Shire Common Seal for the 81 Roberts Street deed of extension of the lease. Recommendation is on page 25.
Move that recommendation.
Thank you. Councillor Brown, thank you. Do you want to speak to that, Councillor Brown? Councillor Brown? No. Anybody?
I do. Where's 80? Robertson. Oh, it's the bank.
Yeah. Okay, we have a recommendation that Council delegate the use of the Common Seal by President Lorraine Bonza and CEO Peter Fitchett for the deed of extension of lease for 81 Roberts Street, Queensland. Those in favour? Thank you. 10.2.10, the Shire of Dundas long-term financial plan. That the recommendation is on page 28.
I'll move that recommendation.
Thank you. Brown, thank you. Councillor, is it Councillor? Councillor Brown? Anybody got any questions? There are a couple of typos that we just need to get sorted before we make it final. One is on page 13 where we have the risks. We have grants, subsidies and contributions assessed as medium, not assessed as high, but under the level of uncertainty, it's got high, which should have been medium, and the other one was just in the ratios table. The forecast ratios, the range, I think we've got a little greater than, less than symbols around the wrong way, because they're both going the same way, so therefore we don't have a range. So we can just get those fixed up. Okay, we have a recommendation that Council 1 accepts the draft long-term financial plan 2026 to 2041 and its alignment with the Shire's financial sustainability objectives, and 2, endorses the use of the long-term financial plan to update the Shire of Dundas asset management plan and to bring it back for final endorsement by Council. Those in favour? Thank you. Item 10.3.1, Officers' Reports. Recommendations on page 13. Councillor Hogan, thank you. 1 second. Councillor Warner, thank you. Officers, do you have anything to add to your report?
I will note that the youth officer is assisting with the mail services at the moment, so he will do, we have our postie back next week, so he will do a double report for council. So able to do that during the day and then have the youth centre open in the evening, in the afternoon.
Excellent. Multi-skilling. Okay, so we have a recommendation that Shire of Dundas Council receive the works and services and Woodlands Cultural Community and Visitor Centre reports as contained in papers relating. Those in favour? Thank you. Item 10.3.2, a community grant application Air Bird Observatory. We have a recommendation on page 31.
I'll leave that recommendation.
Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Brown, thank you. Would you like to speak to that, Councillor Warner?
Yeah, how much money? Yeah.
10, well, yeah. we need to-
Our
yeah.
limit,
No, but
yeah, we have to
I
work
would have
that.
thought it would be,
Oh, well, we can decide, we don't have to give them 10.
no, but we discussed it.
So, we're happy with 10? Yep. Mover and seconder happy with 10?
Yeah.
Yep.
They won't even touch what they've got to do with it.
So they'll come back to us with what needs to be repaired, we'll know.
Oh, but yeah, no.
Yeah, because they're doing a scope of work.
Yeah, no,
for
that's
that.
no, yeah. I mean, we won't have to come back.
No, but we, yeah, but we still, I would still like to see this scope of work.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so, does anybody want to speak against it? No. So we have a recommendation that the Shire of Dundas Council accept the community grant application from Air Bird Observatory History and Heritage Project and to approve the sum of $10,000 for the Air Bird Observatory History and Heritage Project. Those in favour? We have no members' motions, we have no late items, so our next meeting will be held on the 30th of September in Norton at 6 p.m. We have no further business, so I'll declare the meeting closed at 6:38. Thank you, everybody.